Well, we're going to put on some markings tonight. I've already, set up the stencils, and we're going to do a two-color marking here. The letters are yellow, and the outer is black, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So I've set this up. We're going to pick these letters off here. Maybe. Don't want to screw up now and ding up the paintwork. It's a pretty easy thing to do. It won't take but half an hour probably to do this. Once I get this done. As you guys know, Wix is where I get my dope. And if you use the code STUNT10, you get 10% off. And this is not a paid promotion. I buy all the dope myself. I just passed the discount on to you guys. And I thought that was pretty cool to get 10% off. Better than nothing. And you wonder, how am I going to get these letters yellow? Well, I'm going to show you. And that thing is stuck on there. Okay. It does take two stencils to do two colors. For every color, I've done some 5 and 6 separation stencils, but for every color, you need a stencil. So we need this paper. And like I say, it's pretty simple when you see how it's done. For professional results. Remember, always double tape, otherwise you'll end up with a problem. Yeah, I could take the flap off, but for this, we'll just do it right here because they're going to use the airbrush to. Good evening. We're going to use an airbrush to do this job. So we're not going to get a whole lot of overspray everywhere. The fastest way to take this off is to take this piece of paper and fold it in half. We're going to make a cut right there. And right there. And then we're going to cut that out of there. Open it up. Oh yeah, I'm tired of working on it. Time to start building something else. But you guys wanted to see it, so we're showing it. I think I'm going to do some clear tomorrow. Get the first coat of clear on it so I can ink it up. I'm thinking about just 2 red stripes on the stabilizer. Red stripe with orange trim. I don't want to get it too busy. Come on, stick on there. Well, I saw Pat Johnson did a Hershey bar wing GB looking thing. I have a lost foam cradle for a wing that I did 20 years ago, Hershey bar wing. Thinking about doing something like that GB. It won't be with Pat Johnson's plans, it'll be with mine. Of course, we got the twister to build. We got to put the twister together. Stupid thing. Which I have absolutely no interest in, but I said I'd do it, so I'll do it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. I can't believe I didn't tear that piece long enough. Okay, I don't want to get any of that black on there. At this rate, I'm going to have to sell some more so I can make room for new projects. Okay. Let me get some yellow paint. Get some cups first. Phew, can't use that cup. And had an extreme amount of dirt in it. So we'll do 2 coats of yellow. I cleaned out the airbrush really well, took it all apart and got all the boogers on it completely clean. And when we switch to black, it won't matter. Just want to make sure all this is down. Yeah. Yeah, let that dry. And that's basically it. Shit, it's unreal. That's it. So do a color change here. Rid of the yellow. Actually, I can just use my big gun. Set it at low and we'll clean this up real good. We're at this, we're on that one there. Duh. Still can't see it. There we go. This is that pot I told everybody about. It's in the store, Amazon store. I like there still might be a piece of dirt in this. It's not running real smooth. Now I have an airbrush cleaning station. But like I said before, I'm not really worried about the VOCs in the air. Does anybody know how much percentage of the carbon dioxide is in our atmosphere? It's so negligible, it's not even worth worrying about. 0.04%, not 0.5%, less than 0.5%. So the wackos that want to go crazy because we're spraying or whatever need to get a life. That would be like 10 gallons into the ocean. Okay. Almost. Still a little tacky. I'll put it on there, but a good music wire cutter is from Nix at Knipex, and I'll put that on there. It's this one right here. It's like little bolt cutters. I think these are about 65 or 75 bucks, somewhere in there. But I can cut 1/8-inch music wire with them with no big deal. If you're not strong, you won't be able to, but it'll cut them, and it don't screw up the jaws. Let me look for them real quick. Okay. Amazonio. KNIPEX. COMPOUND. There we go. Yeah, there they are right there. Yeah, they're $47. Let me make sure they're the same. Yeah, that's the same. 8-inch, 10-inch. These are 8s, I think. Where'd you go? I do. I just have them in my hand. Number 200. Number 200. Yep, that's them right there. All right, so now we want to go here. And we got to go here. Apply. Come on, let's go. I want to go to my store, influencers, my storefront. And go here. I want to edit this. Edit. You know, these are the things I don't even think about when I'm doing this. Add products. Add product. Done. Okay, they are the first product in the. I'll get a link here. First product in the store. Copy. Or for you lazy guys, I can always put it right here. Paste. That's a direct link to the pliers. You don't even have to look in my store, but they are in the store now. First item. Anybody that buys those will definitely like them. They are good. Okay, we need our black stencil now. Here we go right here. Okay, so what happens is this is the second set of stencils that goes on here. And you take this and you line it up on the other one perfectly. Push them down on there. Come on now, stick. Don't want to stick. There we go. We'll go this way. That W just didn't want to cooperate. But you can't win, so give up. There it is. You can get the 10-inch. I don't know how strong you are. I got the 8-inch, but the 10-inch is $10 more, and the 10-inch would give you more leverage. Back when I was a mechanic, so going like that, and a motorcycle rider going like that is no big deal for me. I got pretty good grip strength. Okay, let's give this a whirl, Earl. Let's see what happens. And we'll give it another coat here in a second. I wonder why I couldn't find this key. It was down there on the radio. It goes, oh, there's another one right there behind the scissors. It shouldn't be. I need a separate hook for that. which we can make out of this. There we go. Okay, one more coat, and then I'll pull the paper, and that'll be ready to go. I think you guys will be interested to see how I'm going to ink this. I bought a flexible ruler, and if it works, it's the drafting tool. If it works, that's what I'm going to use on this, and I'll put it in the store. It's only $4. If not, I'm going to have to make templates. I know some guys want to leave this tape on and paper for hours. If you do that, if you happen to have any overspray or whatever, you can't get it off because it's already dry. So how I do it is I just do it as quickly as possible, and then just take 70 proof alcohol, 70% alcohol, and wipe off the overspray if there is any. Otherwise, you got to use 91% and run a chance of going all the way down to the bare wood. Which is no good. Now we'll wait a minute before I pick those letters because you can much it around in the letters. I want to see on the perimeter if we got any, especially black. Black would be a disaster. Because I've got a pretty clean paint job with this white. This is going to be for the wicks on the other side, on the bottom. Oh, they're a little fresh yet. Should be all right though. There we go. So that's the wicks on the bottom template. We won't have to make that again. So the method of operation on this is I need to paint one of these on the bottom and stun hanger on the inboard thing, and then we'll swap it and it'll be the exact opposite. And then it's 2 red stripes here, about 3 inches wide, with yellow pinstripes, or not, well, maybe yellow or orange. I know how I'll do it. It'll have all 3 on there. It'll have let's see. It'll have red, then yellow, then orange on the outside. A red stripe, then a yellow 1/8 inch stripe, and a yellow 1/8 inch, an orange 1/8 inch stripe on the outside of the yellow. That'll look good. Oh, I found another. Damn, we got a problem. First problem of the build. Shit. It won't be a big deal to fix, but it is a problem. flap. Yeah. Always something. Right there. Must have been dirty. I pulled up a little paint on the trailing edge. Trailing edges of these flaps are so hard to do because you can't get any paint on them. So how I'm going to fix that is I'll sand that with, I mean, this is the warp flap anyway, I think. Yep. I'll sand that with 1200, backmask the wicks, blow on some white. At least it's not going through two colors or anything. God, that would be a disaster. And that's the first one on this airplane. Of course, it's top outboard side, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see if we can get this off without taking any more paint up or paper or anything. Oh, I'm disappointed in that. But part of the game. Bummer. Bummer. Yeah, you guys, when you're doing these flaps and the trailing edges, you gotta really watch it, because the reason why this happens, it pulled up an 1/8 inch wide piece, probably 1.25 inches long, right on the trailing edges, because you can't get any paint on the edge of the thing. You're blowing it this way and it's just blowing over the top of it, so you're not getting it wet. It's just part of the game. And I'm sure I can fix it, but I think we'll do that with an airbrush. That way I can really load it on there. But I gotta tell you, if that's the only one I get in this whole job, I'll be damn lucky. This is the letter that gave me the problem. Perfect. All except for that snafu right there. So when this sets up a little more, I'll sand that and blow some white on it right there. Damn. We're gonna have to backmask that. So it took 40 minutes to get it on there. Actually, more like an hour because I already had the stencils prepared and set. So off camera, I'll finish the rest of these. The stunner hanger on the inboard side and get this repaired. If I get some clear on this tomorrow, I can get it in the steam box and get it straightened because it's warped badly. So it may not even be a big deal that happened. You know, I might have to make a new one. Let's get some fouls on and see what that does. Yeah. Nope, we're gonna have to sand with 320 to get that edge off, and then here's 400. Use that first. That's all right. I got to do that elevator too. So it'll be fine. Now, to seal that, I'm going to put a little CA on my finger and wipe it on there. Well, to get you them pliers, Mark? If you did, you'll like them. I mean, I love them. I love my Knipex pliers. I got side cutters and them compound cutters. Should almost disappear without putting any paint on it. There we go. I won't be able to fix this tonight. I gotta put tape on that right there. A little more CA. You guys want to know about tools? I was a mechanic. I know about tools. I got Snap-on like you can't believe. You know, I'm not mechanicking, but I hate to sell the things. First off, because you never know, I might have to go back to work. And what happens if I got to work on something of mine? You know, I got all the tools for everything. Shit, just in that box down there, there's probably $2,000 worth of wrenches. Snap-on is proud of their shit. There, that's fixed. All I got to do now is just dust some paint on it. Maybe sand it, paint it, sand it, paint it, and I don't know. But that should do it. So not too much of a catastrophe. Big enough that it's a pain in the butt. But I think this is going to be a real sharp airplane. I don't think I'm going to do gold leaf on it because one of the guys, it's just going to be too much. I'm still trying to figure out what to put here. Some type of writing. I usually have USA there, but I've switched things up and I have these big spears in there, and I don't think USA would look good on this back there. I could put America and I don't know. I don't want to go too crazy on this. It's just going to have quite a bit of ink on it. My intention was to ink it as such as a real airplane with panels and rivets and all that good stuff. I think I got something here. I don't know what that is. I got it. Gonna have to go around and inspect it, make sure there's no dirt. I don't want to seal in any dirt. Do not know why that did that. So tomorrow will be a day of getting these stripes on. Let's measure these out, see what they're going to be. What happened to that tape? There it is. So if I got this, it's 13, so that's 6.5. Wait a minute, 13. 13 minus 2 is 11 and a quarter. 11 and a quarter. It's going to be 5 and half of 11 and a quarter is 5 and an eighth. Let's see. 5 and 5/8. 5 and 5/8. And 2 inches. Nope, that ain't right either. So we'll say 13. Half of 13. Half of 13 is 6.5. Then we got 5.5. Let's put this 5.5. 5 and 3/8. 5 and 3/8. So then if I come over this way, 5.5, 6.5. So from there it should be 5 and 3/8. Ain't right. I'm gonna have to think of this. We're gonna have to do math. Have to get my phone out to do math. Thirteen and a half. 13 and a half. Were you guys interested in doing color palettes? You want to go to, let me get it up here. I'll get it up. You can play, it's free. You can play with your color combinations. Let's see here. We want to go to COO. There we go. So we'll go here. Yeah, this is shades. We want to go with palettes. The generator. So go here, copy, and StreamYard, paste. If you want to color combinations, I mean, I have a color wheel, and I use a color wheel. But if you want to go there and visually see what the colors look like together, you can go there free of charge and set your color palette. They only give you 5 colors, so if you want more than 5 colors, you're going to have to go pay for it. But on the free version, they give you 5 colors, and that's what I have here is 5 colors. I have white, black, red, yellow, and orange. So you get 5 colors for free. Because I was looking to see how the green would go with it, and green is right next to on the color wheel to yellow. So it really wouldn't. And then I was thinking of the gold leaf, and that's just going to be too busy. Let me see if I can get some white paint dusted on this. I can hardly stand it. See if we get it fixed real quick. base. This is the absolute end of this white, of this pint. So gotta make do. We gotta make do. So basically all you're trying to do with a spot like this, that I tore that covering right down to the bare wood. So that's why I added the CA on there and sanded it with 1000 grit. If you want to blend it, you take a piece of tape like this, you turn it backwards in on itself. Teaching you guys the tricks. Too many tricks. Oh, I was working on them numbers. That's what I was working on. We got 13.5 minus 2.25 divided by 2. So we go here, skip, clear. 13.5 minus 2.25 equals divide by 2. Divide by 2. 5 5/8. That's what I thought, but sure didn't come out right. 5 5/8. All right, let's spray this and then we can work it. Move my phone so I don't get it full of overspray. That's going to take a couple coats. It's going to take a few coats. Well, you can't really see it, so I get the clear on it. It should be all right. That's good enough for now. Don't forget it. I don't like leaving the tape on. Oh yeah, that'll disappear in a heartbeat. Gonna take probably another sand job with 1000 grit to make it perfect. But once it clears on it, bury it in the clear. And there again, that's that flap that I need to straighten. I think I'll do that. I got to straighten one for Steve too. He's got quite the bow in his flap. He's almost ready to paint, sort of. Sort of. Yeah, it'll be fine. You guys got any questions? I know I only got one piece done tonight. But figured I'd show you how I did that. Here's a little touch up right there. It needs a little. Be going over this thing with a fine-tooth comb here in a bit. For those who saw my Thunderbolts in 2005 and 6, 7, I flew them for quite a few years. The front row airplanes, I'm doing the same deal I'm doing to that and the Monado and everything else that I've to this airplane, where see a mistake, fix a mistake before we get to the clear. And that's just how you got to do it if you want a super, super, super nice model. See a mistake, fix a mistake, because these guys go over this stuff with a fine-tooth comb. What are you going to do about that? You can see that you're standing too close. Shit. One of the biggest things that has been a big help is I have these glasses. And these glasses are 300 power. So I can really see up close. So if I can see it and fix it and get it gone with my 300 power glasses, I don't see how anybody with 20/20 could find a mistake. This will work nicely. This got a little spot there. One more go through, and that'll be good. Well, that's our hour. I appreciate you guys staying. I hope you understand how to do these stencils now. It's not a big deal. Don't be intimidated by them. Just put them on, spray them, let it dry, peel them off. No big deal. But for God's sakes, do have a good substrate. Don't get in the situation that I had here happen to my trailing edge of the flap, which I know better than to put tape on the trailing edge. And that's one thing that's concerning about going around here. The leading and trailing edges are real prone to lift because you can't get them wet. Maybe I'll spray some thinner on it before I do that. Give it a coat of straight thinner and let it melt together. All right. Check out the Amazon store. All kind of good goodies in there, and I keep adding stuff just about every day. I just added those Knipex pliers, and those are the best. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See you.